Patrick Mahomes is making $2.8 million next year. Oh, that's not the news, I guess. Patrick Mahomes just signed a 10-year, $503 million contract extension. He might make it as a Fortune 500 company by himself next year. Mahomes will potentially pull in a profit of $5,740 an hour for the 10 years of his extension, regardless of whether he's on the field or not. An anesthesiologist makes $127 an hour, but only when he's working. And he still may have sold himself short. Welcome to Takes in Fuego. We're going to take a look today at the richest contract in the history of American sports, Patrick Mahomes, and how it compares to other contracts. In the 2017 draft, the Chiefs came off back-to-back playoff losses. They had several holes to fill around their starter Alex Smith if they wanted to really contend. That's exactly why the Chiefs traded their first, third, and their 2018 first-round pick to the Buffalo Bills, moving up 17 spots for Patrick Mahomes, who was drafted 10th overall. The critics were just getting started. Deshaun Watson was still on the board. He just won the FBS title. Some thought Mahomes was a second-round talent at best. They tore apart his footwork. They knew he had big arm talent, but made reckless decisions, and he was bound to turn the ball over. He did that weird thing where he would scramble and throw from awkward angles. That would never work in the NFL, right? In the critics' eyes, Patrick Mahomes was a poser with inflated numbers due to Texas Tech's air raid offense. How things have changed. His 10-year, $503 million contract is the most incredible contract in the sport, by far. The only other current contract longer than 6 years is Tyron Smith, a left tackle playing for the Cowboys. In the past 20 years, there have been 5 other NFL contracts for 10 years or longer: Favre, Bledsoe, McNabb, Culpepper, and Michael Vick. None of these contracts made it through the full 10 years, for one reason or another. If someone would make it through the length of this deal, it would be Mahomes. Usually 10-year deals are never agreed upon, especially in today's NFL, as the TV deals have been going up and up, which, by the way, most of the NFL's TV deals expire in 2022, and a renegotiation of that contract could cause a huge increase in the salary cap. In 2000, the top contract in the league was $8.5 million per year with Drew Bledsoe, which was 13.7% of the team's salary cap. In 2010, the highest paid player was Matthew Stafford with $15.7 million per year, or about 13% of the salary cap. Prior to this deal, the highest paid quarterback was Russell Wilson with $35 million, almost 18% of the salary cap. Quarterback inflation has been a serious thing as of late. These numbers highlight, though, if the quarterback salary continues to double every 10 years, Mahomes may have screwed himself out of a few years making $70+ million in the latter years of the contract. As of the beginning of 2020, the highest paid NFL player of all time is Eli Manning, with $252 million total as a career. Mahomes nearly doubles that with this deal, and Mahomes is halfway to a billionaire off this contract alone, if he plays through all of it, that is. Included in the contract is a $140 million injury guarantee. Let's take a look at how this stacks up with other sports. In 2019, the highest paid tennis player made $8.7 million in prize money, Roger Federer, the lowest amount of any contract in major sports, but he did make $84.7 million in endorsements. The biggest contract is Austin Matthews on the Toronto Maple Leafs at $15.9 million. The highest paid NASCAR driver has a salary of $16.1 million, Kyle Busch. Russell Westbrook makes an average of $41 million per year on his current contract. And the highest paid soccer player is Messi, making $72 million per year. So Mahomes is behind only soccer money as the highest yearly salary for sports in the world. Is Mahomes worth it to the Chiefs? Well, that depends if they like winning Super Bowls. 2 full years into his career, he's the best quarterback I've seen with my eyes. He is the youngest player to win MVP and Super Bowl MVP, and the second youngest player to win MVP behind Dan Marino. The Kansas City Chiefs were the first team to win 3 games in the postseason down double digits. Why? San Francisco's defense was historically great, but let's be honest, Patrick Mahomes is better. According to win probability in the Super Bowl, a very unofficial statistic that does not take into account Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs had a less than 5% chance of winning at one point. Mahomes never really cared much about what anyone else thought anyway. After his Super Bowl victory, Mahomes hunted down everyone he could find in the Kansas City locker room to congratulate them, game ball in hand. Patrick Mahomes hasn't changed as a person. Always exciting, always professional, always in control of his emotions, and the ability to catch fire in any given second. The naysayers have since evaporated, and he probably knew it at the time. The title is here, and the check is in the mail. For more stories from around the NFL, including how George Kittle nearly partied himself out of football, check out the video on the screen and be sure to subscribe to the channel, or I will start sending you Patrick Mahomes bills.